Before beginning this video, there are a few things I would like to say. To start off, I'd like to thank those who have been patiently waiting for this, the third and final installment of the LEGO Icon of the Seas series, to come out, as I had originally scheduled this to premiere sometime in Q1 2024. Secondly, if this is the first video you have come across in this series, I would like to encourage you, if you are interested, to watch the 2 previous parts of this series. In part 1, I gave a very impromptu overview about how I build cruise ships out of LEGO. In it, in-progress photographs of my upcoming build of Icon of the Seas were shown. The process has changed somewhat since then, but it is still a good watch. Part 2 is the main episode, where we look at the history and build-up of Icon of the Seas herself, as well as revealing the LEGO build. Keep in mind, this build was made while the ship was under construction, so there were a number of features and colors that ended up being different from how the actual ship ended up looking. And third, with regards to this video, if you're expecting to see a typical cruise vlog with a bunch of overly dramatic statements, a very in-depth ship tour, and a number of "follow me as I" stories, then I'm afraid this video is not for you. Rather, in this video, you'll learn more about Icon of the Seas as a passenger ship. We will do this by looking over the majority of the public areas, while occasionally showing some interesting tidbits of information. But more importantly, you will get to see what it was like for me, a huge cruise ship enthusiast and not a travel influencer, to be a passenger while she took her first ever public voyage. Before going into the Maiden Voyage experience, it might be good to get a bit of an overview about the newest once-in-a-generation ship. If you would like a lot more information about how she came to be, go to episode 2 of this series. Icon of the Seas is the lead ship in Royal Caribbean International's Icon class. At 248,663 gross tons, 1,196.7 feet long, and 159 feet wide, she is currently, by a decent margin, the largest passenger ship ever built. First announced in October 2016 under the name Project Icon, the majority of her early life was kept under a veil of secrecy and speculation. Even when construction first began at the Meyer Turku shipyard on June 14, 2021, things as simple as her silhouette were not publicly known. The hype and tension among enthusiasts such as myself, let alone those who casually follow the industry, grew to near unbearable levels. But the wait was certainly worth it, as on the 20th of October 2022, the veil was finally lifted, and what was revealed blew all our expectations out of the water. Since her maiden voyage, which commenced on the 27th of January 2024, she has been a smashing success, way beyond anything her owners were expecting. This can definitely be seen, more clearly than in any other way, as to how high the prices of her cruisers have gotten. This can also be seen in the recent order of more sisters to join the class. As of the making of this video, Icon currently has 3 confirmed sisters, which will eventually enter service, with the possibility of 2 more to follow. The first sister, Star of the Seas, is currently in the fitting out phase of construction. Her maiden voyage is expected to commence on the 31st of August 2025 out of Port Canaveral. The next, currently known as New Build 1402, is in the beginnings of the assembly phase in the dry dock just behind where Star is being fitted out. It is expected that a name, maiden voyage date, and itinerary lineup will be revealed in the early months of 2025. The last confirmed sister was ordered back on the 27th of August 2024. Within that same order was a statement that basically said that 2 optional sisters could be officially ordered sometime down the road, but as of now, those options have not been exercised. I expect they will sometime fairly soon. Icon and her sisters are the largest representation of a new generation of passenger ships that arguably started back in 2018 with the debut of Celebrity Edge. It doesn't take much for even the most casual of observers to see how different they are in comparison to other cruise ships, even those built within the last 2 decades. But what makes Icon even more special than any of her sisters is the simple fact that she was the first. While I do not remember October 10th, 2016 in great detail, I do remember that I was beyond excited to see what the new project would be. Ever since then, I could not stop searching for additional information. Little did I know that I would get to be a participant in what was perhaps one of the most exciting moments in this already legendary ship's life. Well, now you join me at the port of Fort Lauderdale. I'm in a hotel just nearby. Today is January 20th, and today is finally the day where I will get to see Icon of the Seas for the very first time. Yeah, I don't think it really has hit me yet that this day is finally here. I mean, it's been 7 years, and it's just been nonstop thinking about her for especially the last year and 2 or 3 months, but today is finally the day, and I'm very excited, a little nervous, just hoping my reaction's going to be, kept within boundaries, because I'm going to be getting an Uber down to the Port of Miami. So the reason I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now, back in my first episode, I said I'd be going on several cruises before the Icon Maiden Voyage. Right now, I'm supposed to be on the MSC Seascape. Today was the last day of the cruise. They were docked in Miami early this morning. But basically, the day I was supposed to leave, the gigantic snowstorm that engulfed the entire Midwest hit us. And originally, it wasn't supposed to be forecasted to be a snowstorm until about the day before. So I couldn't get any decent flights that were out of the area unless I wanted to pay like $2,000. So I looked at other options, down the Kansas City airport, but that was kind of out of reach for me. And so with the snowstorm basically covering the Midwest and with no way for me really to travel, I mean, the storm stayed there for 3 days. We got about 2.5 feet of snow where I lived, and it wasn't going to be an option, so I had to miss that cruise, unfortunately. So I ended up booking another flight for January 19th. I ended up getting here at about 2:15 p.m. It was about a 2-hour delay, unfortunately, but hey, we got here, thank goodness. So the itinerary for ships departing and then coming in the next morning was a lot better in Fort Lauderdale than it was in Miami, at least from my standpoint. So last night I got to see Celebrity Beyond and Liberty of the Seas depart. I unfortunately missed Ruby Princess. Anyways, got up about 3 o'clock this morning, and I know, I'm sure that sounds very bad. But anyways, woke up at about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and quickly got dressed and walked towards the port again, and got to see 6 ships coming today. So first one in, Sky Princess. So that was very, very exciting to see her. That's a ship I really love and really want to go on someday. And then next in was Celebrity Reflection, which was one of the very first cruise ships I ever saw. It was kind of off in the distance, but on the Odyssey cruise, as we were flying in, once we landed, she was just leaving, so I got to see her from about a mile and a half away. Who was next? On American Lines, New Amsterdam, I've seen her on the Odyssey cruise. She was in the port with us, I think, when we got back. And then an interesting ship that appeared today was Viking Mars. But anyways, she was in today, and it was really cool seeing a Viking ship. I've never seen one before, river or ocean, so really cool to see her. She's so small, but actually decently sized. She's bigger than I thought she would be, but she's still small. Anyway, she came in, and then Odyssey of the Seas came in. It's very great to see her again. Unfortunately, she was hardly lit at all. It was kind of surprising how dim she was. Her hull wasn't lit up at all. None of her name text was. Most of the public areas were, it was pretty dim. So they didn't really turn all the lights on until they docked at Terminal 18. But anyway, she came in. And then lastly, Celebrity Apex came in. I've seen her before. Once when we got back from the Odyssey cruise in Fort Lauderdale, she docked. And then I also saw her on the Odyssey cruise in, I think it was Cozumel, right before I saw Oasis of the Seas for the first time. So it was really cool to see her again and up close too. Yeah, so it was really cool to see them, but yeah, after that, went back to the hotel and crashed again because I was really tired. And then here I am. So it's about 10:30 right now. I'm going to be leaving in about 15-20 minutes, and we're going to start making our way towards Miami. And got a good lineup, other than Icon of the Seas, which is obviously the main thing that I'm looking forward to. There's also Norwegian Sky, Carnival Horizon, MSC Seascape, who just returned from the cruise I was supposed to be on, and Independence of the Seas. So very, very good lineup, especially just on the Royal Caribbean side. Independence and Icon. Oh, we just need Oasis there too. That would be the perfect trio for me. Still here, I'll be in Miami Saturday and Sunday, and then I get on Freedom on Monday, assuming everything goes well with that. That will be a 4-nighter, come back, and then the next day will be the departure day for Icon's long-awaited Maiden Voyage. So hopefully everything else goes smoothly from here. We'll talk again in a little bit.
I cannot believe that it's been so long.
Well, the day has finally arrived. It is January 27th, 2024, and today is boarding day for Icon of the Seas for her maiden voyage. It's currently just after 10 o'clock, and I'll be heading over to Terminal A here in about 45 minutes. And I honestly, sleeping last night was very tough. I managed to squeeze in about 4 or 5 hours, but I have to keep pinching myself because this is the day. It's I have dreamt about this in one way or another ever since October 2016 when they first announced that they were working on this new class. Little did I know that I would be able to book up for the Maiden Voyage, but I am just so excited that I will finally get to step aboard her and see everything that she has to offer. And I know many of you as well are very excited to see her come to fruition as she enters her new phase in life today. I've been here for the last week. I got to see her for the first time January 20th, just before noon. We were a fair distance away. She was about a couple miles away, but I was able to get a quick photo of her and got to see her again yesterday when we came back on the Freedom of the Seas cruise. I was up at about 3 in the morning to watch our arrival, and just about 4 o'clock we passed right by Icon, so got some good footage of that, and just I can't stop looking at her. I spent most of the day up on the road that goes right by the port, and I just basically took a bunch of pictures and videos and just stared at her for a couple hours. I just can't believe that is Icon. So but today is the true day where we will get to go aboard her, and it's going to be a very fun 7-8 days as we take this journey, as Icon takes her journey into this new phase. So yeah, I will be ordering an Uber here in about 30-45 minutes, and then we'll head down to Terminal A. So yeah, I'm all packed and ready to go. So let's hope traffic isn't too bad. They had some sort of event this morning on the main way to get to the terminal. I think it was a 3K or a 5K or something. But anyways, that should have been done at about 9:30 this morning. So hopefully the traffic isn't horribly horrendous and the tunnel that leads to the port is open, because I do not want to take the bridge, because if you have to take the bridge, you got to go through downtown Miami, and it's bumper to bumper traffic, and it's lights every 2 feet. So hopefully that is not the case. So anyways, I'm going to try and compose myself really well when I step aboard. I imagine I'll be a little bit emotional going on board. It's going to be amazing. Dreaming about just going on a main voyage of a ship of this magnitude. I mean, let alone like legendary ships like people want to be on Titanic's main voyage, or Olympics, Queen Mary's, the USS United States. I mean, all those legendary main voyages that you see the footage and you read the accounts and you just think to yourself, man, I wish I could have been there, even just to see her leave. So the opportunity I have today to be able to board this already legendary ship, it's very humbling that I get the chance to do this. So I hope that I'll be able to gather enough footage and through video and photos of this experience that you will be able to also get a taste of what she is like and what the atmosphere is like on her maiden voyage here. So I sure hope you will enjoy it as much as I will.
stars in the sky. Did we ever stop and wondered why we let our love shine all through the night? Just you and me, babe, until the morning light. The morning light. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. Just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, keep dancing. We stay up until the morning light. The morning light. Don't be out of sight. On the beat, keep dancing through.
it has come to an end on day one today on Icon of the Seas. Just real quick to wrap up the day so far. It was way better than I possibly could have imagined. So I got on board about just about 11:20. Just the moment you step inside, your jaw is just on the floor, and there's no way to describe the feelings that you have. I mean, I was so incredibly happy that I was almost crying. I'm sure you guys know that feeling, but just seeing the ship, being on the ship for the very first time, seeing the inside. I mean, even just looking at the Pearl, you seeing all the construction photos and all the mystery behind it when they first started releasing information. It was just unreal stepping on board, and the departure was absolutely amazing at the fireworks show that was going on. I was expecting some sort of announcement from the bridge, something saying that, hey, we're underway, but I never heard anything like that. It was just, hey, you could faintly hear the horn going off, and then we started moving. So that was a little bit surprising, but it was a great departure. Just seeing the hundreds of cars that were parked alongside just for hours for people to see her leave, and then looking at the departure end of the port, hundreds, thousands of people just lined up, crowding that place. I mean, I ship spotted there for a couple days. I mean, yeah, that place is busy, but there's still plenty of room to do things, and that entire area was just full of people. I mean, shoulder to shoulder, and thousands, and people were just waving, having flags at the air horns, and there were dozens of drones in the air too. It was unreal. So the departure was very special. It was very moving to see Icon have such a brilliant departure, and for everyone to come out and see her was incredible. And the atmosphere on board is just electric. Everybody is really enjoying the ship. And then I saw Aqua Action tonight. Had the first ever live performance for paying passengers, and the show is incredible. It was way better than the Aqua show that I saw on Wonder of the Seas Intense, and that was a very good show as well. And this show just blows the mind. It was incredible. But anyways, Icon Sees Herself is brilliant, so bright, so modern, and honestly, I think it gives the Oasis class a run for its money. The ship, even though the general arrangement overall is roughly the same as the Oasis class, this is not an Oasis class 2.0 ship. I mean, in some ways it is, but she is in a whole nother league, and it gives every other Royal Caribbean ship run for its money. And I can't imagine what other cruise lines are thinking right now. And I know that at some point they're going to send people on board to investigate, just like they did with the ocean liners back in the day, and see what the ship is. I mean, there is going to have to be a lot of catching up to do in the cruise industry to catch up with Icon. She is something special in this industry right now, and it's going to take a while for other cruise lines, especially, to try even replicate this. Absolutely incredible ship. So anyways, brief update. The first day, departure day, absolutely amazing. It is something I will never forget. It's going to be a very fun 6 days coming up. It's going to be the worst feeling ever getting off, unfortunately, in a week's time. So, but we're here to enjoy this, so let's not think about it. So we have 2 sea days coming up, and then we dock at St. Kitts on our 4th day, and it'll just be one ship with us. And then we go to St. Thomas after that. There'll be a couple ships in, and then we have another sea day, then perfect day, and then we're back in Miami. So it's going to be a very fun itinerary. So yeah, the ship clearly is holding its capacity really well. We aren't 100% full. Royal Caribbean deliberately capped it at, I think, about 80% is what the report is. But even just the Royal Promenade, I mean, usually that place on even Oasis class ships is just full of people. You can barely move, and there's things everywhere. The Royal Promenade never seemed full, even though there were a ton of people in there. There was so much room to move around. It honestly felt very great, and the pool deck is wide open. Um, I was a little bit nervous about the top decks being super cluttered and having people having a hard time moving around. I haven't seen an issue yet with people having issues getting around things. So it's very amazing how well she's holding capacity so far. Anyways, that's a report of the first day, and I sure hope the rest of it goes well.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we do not have, all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we do not have, Yesterday we could be ourselves, didn't have much but nevertheless we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we do not have, all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we do not have, I always knew we could do so many great things. So believe in me, I believe in you, and I just feel that this will be an upswing. So hear me out. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have, chasing all that we don't want, chasing all that we do not have.
it's gonna be just as nice as the Edge class.
Wore the same dress on the last time we got off together.
First off, which I'm looking for.
'cause I know that it's not too late. I know I made mistakes, I know I lied. I should have noticed, yeah, I should have tried. And all the loving that I just ignored, I'm gonna revive it, I'm gonna revive it.
it back to Miami. Yeah. Not too many of them can handle a ship.
Today we have Nico, all the way from Philippines. Come on guys, make big applause for Nico. Guys, I think you have more energy. All the restaurants open. Come on, clap your hand for Nico. And also we have...
And that is the conclusion of our Icon of the Seas Maiden Voyage experience. Now, it is about a year later. It is January 2025, and I wanted to just take a little bit of time to just talk about what it was like, this far away removed from the Maiden Voyage. Obviously, with most experiences like this, there's going to be a certain euphoric atmosphere in your mind, and it certainly was the case with this Maiden Voyage. It was definitely a very satisfying and rewarding experience. A year on, I can say that really hasn't changed. That was easily the best cruise I had ever experienced. Icon of the Seas herself was a supremely amazing ship. Now, I don't have a ton of cruise experience. I've done 4 ships total so far, soon to be 5, including Icon. But I've researched these ships long enough to understand how different and how important she is, compared to especially cruise ships built in the last 10 to 20 years. And like cruise ships like Celebrity Edge and her sisters, will be bringing forth a new style of mainstream cruising, and especially design aspects and how ships are laid out and how they're designed. She is a very different and unique ship. Now, there were hardly any faults I could find with the ship. I did a lot of exploring, a lot of testing at different facilities, and as you can imagine, I took a lot of photographs and videos. And if I had to put a number on it, I haven't counted it all, but the footage you saw in the video, it's about 5 to 10% of what I actually filmed and photographed. If I put everything in there that I filmed and photographed, the video would probably be about 12 hours long. So these were just a few of the highlights on there. There were especially a ton of photographs. I think I ended up taking probably 1,000 to 1,200 photographs at least. Anyways, with regards to the ship herself, there were a few issues that I found. Most of them were pretty minor. I'd say the biggest issue that I found in Icon's design has to deal with absolute zero, specifically the way you get in and out of the venue. Now, there are a couple ways to get in. The primary one, which pretty much everyone knows about, and is the only one that people tend to know about, is to enter Playmakers on deck 6 and take the staircase down to deck 5. And as I said, you have to go through Playmakers to access that staircase. So when a show is beginning and when a show is ending, you go in and out through Playmakers. And especially at night, if there's a sporting event going on, Playmakers is already busy enough as is. But now you try to get a few hundred people in and out of that venue within a 5-minute time frame. That place gets super crowded and it gets bottlenecked. Now, there are 2 entrances on either side of the venue of Absolute Zero that exit onto the lifeboat deck, the jogging track. but almost nobody knows that those exist. They're kind of tucked out of the way, and they are labeled, but unless you're a person like me or one who's got pretty good eyes to look around, most people don't know those exits and entrances exist. So that is one big fault that I found with the design, is absolute zero getting in and out of the venue. Another issue that I found, these are starting to get into the really nitty-gritty stuff. One of the bathrooms that is underneath the port tower that holds the staircase to go up to 3 of the water slides in Category 6, there are 2 bathrooms on the lowest part of that tower, one for men, one for women. Now, if you're standing on the railing overlooking the hideaway, the door to the men's bathroom opens up, and it pretty much takes up the entire space between that wall and the railing. So if you're standing behind the door, which one time I was doing that, and the door opened up, it's not like it pins you and it won't stop, but it'll hit you, and it's just kind of awkward, especially if someone's coming out of it, because they don't realize that there's someone that's right there. Plus, if you're walking down there and the door opens, well, now the entire thing is blocked. So that was another issue, which is that where that door was placed, it was just kind of not in a great spot. I'd say the last thing I found that is worth noting is the area that's around the surf simulator, specifically on the starboard side of the surf simulator. Now, this area of the deck is not flat, it kind of protrudes downward, but there's an area where for some reason it seems like there's a dip, and a lot of water tends to collect in that area, and unless someone is specifically scrubbing it away or using something to get it out of there, that water will sit there, and it's probably about half an inch deep at best, at the lowest point, and water's always collecting there, and there's just, unless someone is, again, actually physically getting the water away, it will sit there and it won't go anywhere. And it's a pretty sizable area. It's probably 4 to 5 feet across. Some concerns I had with the ship going into it, as I said previously in the video, was that the main thing I was concerned about was the amount of stuff that was on the top decks, and that it was going to create a lot of clutter and a lot of fight for space. After experiencing the ship, I can honestly say that there was not an issue with overcrowding or bottlenecking, especially on the top decks, and that was remarkably surprising. Cruise ships, especially on sea days and the pool deck, for instance, tend to get super crowded, and it's pretty hard to move around. On Icon, that was not the case. It was interesting to see how different it was compared to, say, Wonder of the Seas. And that brings on to another subject I'd like to discuss, which is the positives of the ship. There are a ton of them. The biggest praise I can give the design of Icon is how well the flow is on board. One of the big issues that cruise ships tend to face, especially in their design phases, is how can we make sure that people aren't overcrowding certain areas or there's bottlenecks in certain areas. Now, the Oasis class specifically, people will see the amount of people that can go onto those vessels could be 5,000 to 6,000 people, and they think, oh, that's way too many people, everything's just going to be standing room only, no one will have any room. Now, they generally, for the most part, do a good job about keeping people in separate areas, and that the only times that it really seems crowded is boarding day and, say, the Royal Promenade, or on the pool deck during a sea day, or going in and out of the main dining room. With Icon, that pretty much did not exist. The way you are able to go from one part of the ship to another is a lot more convenient. And I will specifically use the example of the Royal Promenade, which tends to be super crowded. Now, with this Royal Promenade, because of certain ways they designed it, specifically having the pearl in there and they were able to open it up, the promenade is a lot wider than it is on a lot of the other ships, so you've already got a lot more room to move around. Number two, there's staircases at each end of the promenade, and you've got the staircase in the middle. Plus, to get out of the promenade, let's say you want to go to Central Park, you take the Pearl staircase, you go by Pearl Cafe, there's another staircase that leads right to Central Park. It's just so easy to get around. Yeah, say you want to access Surfside, there are 3 different decks you can access it. You don't have to be on a certain deck to access it like you would, say, on the Oasis class when you're going into the boardwalk. You've got 3 different levels you can access it. It was unbelievable just how easy it was to move around. Now, I will take some liberty in saying, yes, I knew the layout of Icon pretty well, obviously, going into it. But it seemed like there wasn't an issue with the passenger population in general of not finding it easy to get around the ship and not finding the way to get to certain places. It seemed pretty easy for everybody to navigate around. The Aquadome, I'd say, was probably my favorite venue in general, between the Aqua Theater, which is just unbelievably stunning, the amount of technology they've got in there, and the Overlook Lounge, and the ability to just take in everything around you. And the space itself is just so impressive, especially if you know the engineering behind it. Thrill Island was insane. The Category 6 water park was unbelievable. I probably spent probably about 5-6 hours in just doing those slides. I have to say, probably the Frightening Bolt was my favorite, the drop slide. But each of them just had its own unique things. And one of the things I did appreciate as a little nod as to how well designed Icon is each of the slides have a color, and depending on what slide you want to go on, to take the staircases to those slides, they've got the colors painted onto the staircase so that you know which line to get into. So let's say I wanted to go to the Storm Surge Family Raft slide, which is green. I go to that staircase and I follow the green line all the way up. That was just a subtle, unique touch that just made everyone's lives so much easier in being, okay, what line do I get into to get on the slide? The Hideaway, I'd say I didn't really go to that much. It seemed like that was, on average, the busiest venue, and it just wasn't very big. And obviously, it was a last-minute change. Have that as the adults-only area. It was going to be Cloud 17, but I think it was about a month and a half before the Maiden Voyage. Royal Caribbean issued a statement saying that they were going to change the adults-only venue from Cloud 17 to the Hideaway. So I hardly went in there until basically everyone was gone, but it was still pretty cool. Surfside, predictably, I'd say was probably the least used neighborhood overall. Now, it was pretty busy during the hours, say, between 9 a.m. and about 5 p.m., but before and after those times, especially at night, that place was dead. Nobody was there. Now, that's kind of expected because the neighborhood is focused on younger families and young children, and they tend not to be active during the early and late hours out in public areas. So I'd say the ship does a very good job with making sure that most venues and neighborhoods are utilized to their maximum throughout the majority of the day, rather than it's a one-off type of situation. Now, I could rant for hours about how great this ship is, and again, I only had maybe 3 or 4 negatives about it, and that is pretty good. Just in summary, the Maiden Voyage experience was absolutely amazing. I would do it again in a heartbeat if it wasn't so expensive. I had toyed with the idea of going on Star of the Seas Maiden Voyage, but between the fact that it's in the middle of hurricane season and how expensive it is, and with the direction my life is going, it just doesn't make sense for me to do the Maiden Voyage. I definitely will do Star of the Seas at some point, and probably all the other Icon sisters that will eventually come out. But as far as Maiden Voyages are concerned, this will probably be my only one, at least in the immediate future. It was an amazing experience. Just getting the certificate at the end of the voyage alone that said that you had been on Icon's Maiden Voyage, that's something I will treasure. That will be in a frame when I get my own place. Icon of the Seas herself was more than what I could have imagined, just like I said at the end of the first night. She really is the culmination of everything that especially is coming out in the last few years in terms of cruise ship building and design. She will be a force to be reckoned with. And I think the other cruise lines have really started to step up their game in terms of responding to Icon. Since her maiden voyage, there have been a number of announcements that have come from cruise lines saying that they are going to start ordering 200,000 ton plus ships. Now, until basically the late 2010s, no cruise line other than Royal Caribbean dared to touch the 200,000 margin. And now pretty much all of them are. Carnival has them on order. So does Norwegian Cruise Line. And MSC is actually toying with the idea of building a ship even larger than Icon, but that's not confirmed yet. It's just unbelievable to see, especially the mainstream, really start to catch up with what not only Icon has brought to the industry, but what Royal Caribbean in general has brought to the industry, starting with Oasis Z's back in 2009. So it's going to be a very interesting next 10 years to see how the industry responds to her, because at the moment, Icon and soon to be Star of the Seas are just going to run away from all the competition. And it seems like Royal is not even starting to compete with the cruise lines anymore with the way, especially they're advertising Star of the Seas. They're advertising Star to compete directly with things like Disney and Orlando, the theme parks. So it's going to be an interesting next 10 years to see what transpires in this industry. It was an amazing experience to be a part of Icon's Maiden Voyage, and last year she's done really, really well, and I can only imagine that in coming years it's just going to get even better. And as future sisters come out, they're going to take the class into new levels and provide additional information as to what direction the industry needs to go to in the next 10, 20, 30 years. So it's going to be a fun time.